cutting, and even getting rid of bedding plants. But what isn't, and particularly what isn't mentioned anywhere here, is actually savings that could be made by cutting out millions of pounds that's being spent on consultants, which could actually, be ploughed into saving frontline services. But this is another bit. But above all, I think Labour members can't support outsourcing of the council's entire street scene services, from waste through to recycling, street cleansing, and ground maintenance, which is why we're opposing this. This is another outsourcing of another big tranche of frontline services, which is likely to lead to worse service for residents, the loss of good staff, and dubious savings. I mean, the current refuse service is actually well regarded, unlike the current failed parking contract, which is certainly not well regarded. And at the end of the day, what we need is democratically accountable, high quality services, not savings that are being made at the expense of worse services and worse terms and conditions. So, given that, as might be expected, I think this is a decision that should be referred up to full council, given the scale of the outsourcing that's being planned here. It's not right that a committee here that can't even decide to agree on free parking without it having to be referred to another committee should discuss, should take a decision on something like this. This is a huge issue. Most of the council service, huge chunks of the council services are already outsourced, and the problems are already beginning to be cleared. If a decision like this is going to be proposed, which Labour members disagree with in any case, it's only right that it's referred up to full council, where all members can actually get the chance to have a say in it, which was the point of actually moving back to the committee system in the first place. So, therefore, I'd like to propose moving this up to full council.
So, Councillor, where in these pages does it actually say that we will be agreeing to outsource?
Question.
Yeah, so column, so row E10, savings from an alternative delivery model. Now, although there's a passing reference there.
Which page are you looking at? Section 3.
Page 26.
Page 26, yeah. So that page 26 there is savings from an alternative delivery model. Now, although there is reference there, there's passing reference there to a comparison with the quality of in-house service, which is certainly something that's not happened in the past. We don't believe that this service, an alternative delivery model, should be considered for this service. This service, we want to see an in-house service improved and run efficiently. E10 is basically another proposal to move towards outsourcing.
Councillor, that's not what it's saying. In terms of delivering it, that could quite easily mean restructuring of the internal current process. It doesn't, the alternative model does not mean outsourcing.
But it could.
Good. Then.
Well, yeah. I mean, the consultation item says part of the general budget consultation will include soft market testing will be undertaken to consult potential partners. If you wanted to reform the in-house service, that's what it could have said. It could have said transformation of the in-house street scene service, which it doesn't. It says alternative delivery model.
That should be a recommendation. Councillor Salinger.
I've been around a long time, what we're witnessing tonight is eternal opposition syndrome. They've got no alternatives, and that's what I'm thinking. Councillor Schneiderman seems to be, and says that his group are completely opposed to outsourcing, and it may well be that this ends up going out not for the first time, it's been out,
It didn't work
It's
last
come out.
time, it has to be brought back in house.
right? But across London, I suspect in the vast majority of Labour-run boroughs, just go and look in Haringey, all their street scene services are done by Bugle. They're not done in-house. And the days when the Labour Party was so categorically hung up on keeping everything in-house have gone. It's time that Councillor Schneidman and his comrades in Barnet caught up with the rest of the Labour Party in London and started being realistic about the problems that local government is facing in terms of its financing. Sorry, you may want to distance yourself from the rest of the Labour Party in London. That's your problem. Well, clearly I do. I mean, but then that's the realities of life. You know, right away across London, the Labour Party, where they are in control of council, have had to grasp these metals and to deal with them. And they've had to go down this line. So the whole argument that they are totally opposed to anything which is to do with outsourcing is just such complete crass nonsense that they should wake up and smell the coffee. The other side of it is, if they don't want to accept those savings, what are they going to put in their place? And don't say we're going to cut down on the number of consultants, because the use of consultants actually, more often than not, is very cost effective. Because you employ someone as a consultant to do a specific piece of work that your current staff do not have the time or the expertise to do with, is how things happen these days. We've got a number of them in the education service working on particular projects. When that project finishes and it's done, that consultant leaves, you don't have any redundancy costs or any of the rest of it. That is the way that things are done in local government today. If you can't see it, well, frankly, that's sad.
That's okay.